Genetics. Now there are two definitions I want you guys to know first off. Genetics is the branch of biology that deals with the study of heredity. For example, if both of your parents have green eyes, you might also inherit green eyes from them. An example of genetics. The second definition I want you guys to know is inheritance. The method by which alleles are passed from one generation to another. So what this means is, the traits that your parents have will coincide with the traits that you have as well. So if your mom has a big nose, you will have a big nose as well. Let me explain. So our main topic today is how do our genes and inheritance influence our nose shape? So there are many genes that influence the trait of the nose shape. Researchers have even found 5 genes that control the shape of our facial features we see today.
First, DCHS2, which involves cartilage growth.
And even determines various nose positions such as the traits like nose posture, nose inclination, and nose tip angle. The second gene on our list is RUNX2, which is known to involve the bone development. This gene can even determine the upper part of your nose, which is made up of bones, while simultaneously determining the lower part, which is made up of cartilage. Through my research, I found that the width of our nose bridge and endpoint of the pointy part of our nose is also associated with RUNX2. As the third and fourth gene, GLI3 and PAX1, are associated with the gene that determines the nose width across the nostrils. As all of these genes are known to be involved in bone or cartilage development, as rare variants of them have even been categorized with the skull and face malformations in humans. What this means is that we can use the genetic history of our ancestors' nose shapes to figure out why people's noses are structured in particularly different sizes depending on your geographical region. Scientists first started shedding light on this issue by suggesting that the nose's size is a result of the adaptations to changing climate environments. Humans who migrated out of Africa into colder climates are believed to have many altered nose traits, as this idea holds very prevalent even in today's population. The narrow pointy nose of Europeans were proposed to have evolved and adapted to cold, dry climates, so that the cold air could be warmed up and moisturized through the nasal passage before it reached the lungs. However, similar to the broaded flat nose in East Asia, Siberians, who were ancestors of the Native Americans, were also explained to be climate adapted to minimize the heat loss in cold environments. Now there are some misconceptions we need to address. Neither large nor small noses are dominant traits. What is dominance, you ask? Dominance is how it sounds in the definition. It's to be controlled. So say you're a cherry farmer and you're trying to grow cherries, and one cherry is red, big A, and the other cherry is yellow, little a, little a. By result, you're going to get a dominant cherry. That's going to code for big A, little a. And because it has that big A, it will in result be red, because big A is the dominant allele. And in relation to what we were talking about, if you have 2 large-nosed parents, you are likely to produce a large-nosed baby. And if you have 2 small-nosed parents, you're likely to produce a small-nosed baby. However, when you have a large-nosed father and it has a child with a person with a smaller nose, you are likely to have a medium-sized nosed baby due to the incomplete dominance. Since natural selection only works at the genetic level, this leads to the next observation question. What are genes that give rise to such variations in our noses? The question has proven very difficult to answer, however. Some mutations have been found in the skull and face in humans and have remained largely unknown. Part of the problem is that most studies have been restricted to a single continental population. So, in turn, if Europe is the study case, such studies have inherited limitations, since if almost everybody in that population have a particular feature, then there is no variation in the traits to run statistical analysis on. In closing, one's nose shape isn't as black and white as it seems. As it appears, we are all from different places in different climates. So based on that truth, the adaptations our ancestors went through to survive in these climates directly correlate to our facial features. We see that even today in the different shapes and different sizes of our noses. So if your parents grew up in one particular region, that region will determine the genetic makeup of your nose. And genetically, this is what is believed to be the main reason we have different variations in nose sizes, because of this dominant trait that we relied on in order to survive in these different environments. You guys are watching this crash course. This crash course was sponsored by Bowie State University's Genetics Department. Thank you guys for everyone that edited. Thank you for everyone's support to the Patreon. This supports and helps keep our videos royalty free and helps us promote very nice educational science videos for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. Thank you very much. Have a good night.